Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, what's going on? I'm about to do my edges real quick. Okay, so much updating to do. I gotta update you on what's going on because man, what did I say last time? I think I was about to do like an account takeover or some shit like that. Scratch that. We're gonna just start, not start over, but we're just gonna focus on something different. So this is what's going on, and I'll insert a video of these transcripts or whatever that I'm about to talk about. Okay. But for now, this is what's going on. Okay, so first of all, I'm Blue Fairy again. Smaller braids, I only have like 20 now. But that's okay. So, at least it's not going to tear my hair out. But anyway. Oh my god, okay. So, I'm learning this process on how to actually do taxes and get a big refund, okay? I'm talking like 200 plus K. Right? Okay. Hold on. Well, let me finish. Okay, so learn this whole process. It's a 9-hour video that I watched, okay? This was back in like November. So, November 2024. So I watched the video. I was like, oh my gosh, I got all excited. And then I started to do the process because I knew, first of all, I'm the only one that's been doing me and my husband's taxes, okay? Been filing him either, sometimes I think in the beginning I filed married jointly, and then I started when he lost his job, then I started filing separately, which was a good thing. So look at that spaces. Ugh, spaces. I was able to grip this a little bit though, so that's gonna grow out, but that space anyway, which was a good thing. So because with this whole thing, I feel like with a lot of things, you kind of just want to do things separately. But if one person knows how to do it for both of you, bonus. So anyway, since he's not a paperwork person and I love paperwork, I absolutely love paperwork. Oh my god. I've only had jobs in the paperwork, what am I talking about? Clerical, administrative, sort of field or whatever, so that sort of thing, and I've always wanted to do that other than read for a living, so that's always just been my thing. So anyway, I was like, yeah, babe, I'm gonna do the paperwork on behind the scenes because I don't like being in the forefront with all this forehead. I'll be behind the scenes and you can be like, up in the front, like talking to people and whatever. So it's kind of like our dynamic, like, I do all the paperwork and he's the one that goes out and greets people, meets people, and makes sales. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so I learned this process and I'm like, bet this is what I'm about to do. So he's like, okay, cool. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect because 2023's I'm busy. Anyway, 2023's hey, 2023's taxes, I only filed mine because he hadn't been working, and I was the only one that had a job really, and I was like, why file his papers when there's nothing to report? So anyway, I didn't file his for 2023, but I filed mine. So when I learned this process, I was like, oh, perfect. I can just test it out with his taxes because, I would get a response. Since he hadn't filed his yet. It's not like I had to file and amend it or anything. So boom, that's what happened. So I filed his taxes, right, using the method that I learned from that 9-hour video. Okay, I filed it. I sent a $250,000 payment using the IRS forms they processed it, okay, called it under an estimated tax payment. They processed the payment, and it shows on his transcripts that he actually submitted a $250,000 estimated tax payment for 2023. And I'll show you the transcripts. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Name shown on return. This was the date that I filed. Okay, they received it November. Okay, so let's flip the page. Flip. Boom. Estimated tax payments. 250K. Along with all the other numbers I reported. Okay, whatever. Flip. Let's just flip. What does it say here? Refund or amount owed. Oh, refund amount. What? What? Oh, wait. Balance due overpayment. Oh, what? Oh. Hilaire. So that's where we're at right now, and that's what we're waiting for. Anyway, so it's on his transcript, so all I had to do was submit okay at 10:40 and go ahead and, you know, request the refund, okay? So I did that, and, you know, of course they sent a letter talking about we adjusted your shiz naive, and, you know, we didn't receive any, we don't show that you actually made any estimated tax payments for 2023. Which was a lie because it was on the transcript. So the payment was there, and the refund, the estimated refund is like, they calculated some kind of tax liability that they said he owed. So I sent $250,000, and they took out like $74,000, and was like, on the transcript it shows that he is owed $192,000. There's a negative in front of it. There's a negative. That means that that's what is owed back to moi, or in this case, my hubby. Okay, so I got immediately excited when I saw that. I'm like, oh, wait. But on the transcript, this is what it says. So I sent back a letter talking about, show me where you have the authority to even change change anything that I sent, number one. Number two, Exhibit A shows that you owe us, or my husband, you know, I'm talking as him, you owe me $192K. They sent a letter talking about, we're gonna need, because I sent like an 843 with a letter, along with a copy of the letter that they sent, disputing it, because they're like, oh, if you disagree with this, then you can let us know, and you know, in the letter. So of course I sent that back. I also sent form 843 and something else to the refund inquiry unit and was like, where's my refund? So they were like, oh, we're just gonna need 60 more days to get back with you on that. I only gave them 10 days, but whatever. We need 60 days to get back with you on that. So I'm excited because honestly, that is so exciting. First of all, that worked. Second of all, like, we can actually do stuff with what we're getting back. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be impatient if they decide to do this or whatever. People are impatient. Oh my gosh. So am I. You know, and they're like, oh, I don't want to have to wait, and you know, if they don't accept it right away, you know, then it doesn't work, and nobody wants to fight or go back and forth with people. But it's fun to me. I think it's fun, especially when I can prove you wrong, when, you know, it's on the transcript, or, you know, there's whatever this is, a situation. If I can prove that you're wrong, then it's just way more fun for me. Oh my god. So that's one thing I'm excited about. One more thing is, okay, so after I had said that I was gonna like try to upload, like, you know, consistently, right after that I was attacked by demons. I feel like, oh my gosh, I got so depressed, I got so tired, like I wasn't really like into doing anything. Like for a few days, I kind of just laid in bed. I was just like, what the heck is wrong with me? Like, I'm so unmotivated right now. And then I feel like I figured out, okay, like these demons are like, oh yeah, you think you're gonna be dedicated, or you feel like you're gonna be consistent? Yeah, right. Like, I'm just gonna totally destroy your dreams, or destroy, whatever energy you thought you had, so that you can actually not be as consistent as you thought you wanted to be. Which is like, okay, I get it. So, my fault, my bad. I kind of just made myself susceptible to that, and then didn't really push back and fight, right? So what happened was, I got all depressed and shit, and then the EBT cut off the cash and the food, and I was like, dang, because there was a redetermination that came up at the end of March. Okay, I failed it. Like my whole package was like incomplete, right? Because of something I forgot. So I was like, wow, you guys are lame. But the very next day, and that was at March 31st. So the very next day, I submitted for another case. Excuse me, I resubmitted the case, and I was like, same information, whatever, so that I could get the same amount back. So wow, my energy went down because that was crazy. I'm still so super excited, but anyway, let me slow down. So I submitted that back. I talked with my worker, whatever, had an appointment. He's over here telling me what I need to do, and I'm like, okay. For the place that we're staying, we still have to pay like some kind of rent. So I'm like, they're waiting for us to pay, and I'm like telling him that, hey, our cash got cut off. I submitted again to get it turned back on, but we're still waiting on the worker. All of that. So we're kind of getting nervous because, like, we don't have the money to pay the rent here. And so, but the guy's super cool, and he's like understanding and everything, so that was nice. So anyway, they're like, the guy's like, oh, you're just gonna need, you're just gonna need the SSN of your youngest baby. Okay, cool. So I go, I try to get it, but it didn't work out. So I kind of just doctored one, and I submitted it, and it was accepted. But he didn't approve it right away. So I'm like, what's going on? So what this whole process is, like, the worker that you're assigned to has to approve it, I guess. So I'm like, okay, I'm calling him, right? I call the main number. The main number is like, oh, you just call your worker once a day and leave a message. They have millions of cases, but they will get back to you. So I'm like, okay. I do that. But then, my husband's like, why don't you just try multiple times instead of just once? And I'm like, I'm over here trying to be respectful of the rules, but I'm like, yeah, F it. Let me just call, chain call, right? So I decided to call. This is since last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I was calling him. Then yesterday, I decided to call like every hour, almost every hour. So I'm calling, leave a message, call, leave a message. I call the main number like at the end of the day, like 3 o'clock. Oh, my worker's not getting back to me. Like, I already expressed immediate need, and that's one phrase that I kept saying. I have immediate need, because they're like, oh yeah, the cow works part, they're more strict, it usually takes 45 days for it to get approved. So I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. I have immediate need, right? So I'm like, immediate need, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, finally, she goes through my thing and is like, yep, you submitted everything. Doesn't look like you need anything else. And we already gave you the numbers for your worker. So, all right, I'm gonna push this through to get this immediately looked at. And then they have 1 business day to get that done. And they'll call you. Just stay by your phone. They'll call you. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, somebody's gonna call me. Turns out today, like not too long ago, it was my worker that called me. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't get back to you. Like, I have so many cases. I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. No big deal, but it is a big deal. But anyway, whatever. So he's like, Yeah, I approved it. Just check to see if it's there. And I'm like, yep, it's there. Thanks. Finally. So then, so yeah, it's good to go. No job, no nothing. Well, now I don't have a job, but even if I did, I still would have gotten paid. Anyway, you know, finally we feel relief because we were, oh my gosh, the struggle was insane. Like, we had no money coming in, like none, like nothing. Like, we're both depressed. We're both like scraping to get diapers. Like, finally, before this call today, like yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, my husband's like, because uh, he provides medicine to everybody who, you know, needs it. So he decides to get a loan, which I guess, you know, because he's cool with the wholesaler, he gets a loan for a pack, and you know, that way we were able to make money. And he was like, well, I should have done this a week ago. And I'm like, I know, I probably should have chain called that guy a week ago too. But you know, we're just trying to, I don't know, get through each day. But you know what, that actually allowed us to slow down a little bit, you know what I mean? Because we were smoking like, oh my gosh, I feel like we were smoking more than we were selling. So, you know, we were able to take a little break because we were on duty. Oh my gosh, it was insane. We were able to take a little break with that. And I was able to do hair. Oh my gosh, I have 3 daughters. And then me. So I was able to get their hair done, which was cool. So I'm Blue Fairy again, but anyway. So I'm like, you know what? We needed a break. I needed to do hair because we were all looking jacked and janky and busted. And we were able to just get things done, you know, figuring out how we can use our resources. He used his relationship to get what he needed, to get what we needed. You know, I'm over here using my fear to drive me to chain call people because I don't like being rude as hell like that. But sometimes it's necessary. Like, get on your job. Like, I don't care how many cases you have. Like, that's insane. Like, I would never leave somebody hanging, especially if I know their situation. Like, I explained to him millions of times, like, hey, immediate need. And he's just still like, oh, my bad, I have a million cases. Yeah, fucking right. Because one morning when I called him, he ignored my calls. So I'm like, I know you see this. Like, you know, come on now. But anyway. So anyway, that was definitely exciting. I can't wait for these 60 days or whatever's gonna happen, you know, because regardless of what happens, I have the proof, okay? So they can't do anything but honor what the hell is on the damn transcript, okay? So that's pretty exciting. That's it, honestly. You know, and here's what I come to realize about myself. Challenges are fun. So, you know, I decided, hey, challenge accepted. Let's do this. Like, you think I can't have 20 kids and thrive? Challenge accepted. You know, a lot of people are hating because, you know, we keep having babies. Me too, because I hate being pregnant. Like, it's the worst. It slowly and surely it got worse and worse with each kid. It just got worse. Like, I'm so tired. I'm so hungry. Like, it's insane. Like, I have no energy. Like, I don't even want to get dressed. Like, I just want to be wearing blankets all day. Sheets. Make a dress out of my sheets. I don't want to do anything. But, you know, you can't just be selfish like that. So I have to find the energy and find food to make it through the whole damn day. But it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully it's my last one, you know, come June, he or she will be out. Hopefully it's a she, just because of the pattern. And if that pattern is broken, it's gonna be like, argh! But I think I'll know that that's when it's over. You know, 7 the number of completion. So that's gonna be what, 7 kids for me? Because we're gonna have 5, and then the twins 6, 7. Yeah. So hopefully that's what it's gonna be, but we'll see. We shall see. I said challenge accepted. My mom was like, "Oh, you guys better not have another baby." Challenge accepted. Like, stop. I'm just like, I'm telling myself to stop, but anyway, we won't go there. Family channel. Anyway, don't be afraid to accept some challenges of your own. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Have a great one. Bye.